We just got done with the police. What they told us is that the footage that we shot wasn't beautiful, wasn't pretty enough, it didn't meet their standard. They told us to delete it. Suddenly these guys are documentary filmmakers. I don't get it.
Egypt, a country famous for its history, the River Nile, the vast Sahara Desert, and its ancient pyramids. It's also a country I'll never return to again.
We're trying to keep a low profile.
And soon, you'll know why you shouldn't go either.
Keep rolling, but be less obvious.
There's a very dark, very real side to this country few travel shows and travel hosts are willing to expose. But let me back up and zoom out for a second. Egypt is one of Africa's 54 countries. Yes, Egypt is in Africa, and Egyptians are Africans, but many also consider them Middle Eastern. The language, Arabic. The main religion is Islam, which becomes immediately apparent as you hear calls for prayer blaring from surrounding mosque speakers. More than 95% of the country is dry, arid desert, which means the Nile is a vital lifeline to this country of 100 million. Cairo is one of the biggest cities in Africa, with a population of over 10 million. After we landed in Cairo, that's when everything started going wrong. Soon after arriving in the country and pulling up at our hotel, our bags were x-rayed, then opened, then searched. Then the police came.
From around 4:30 a.m. to 10 a.m., we were outside the lobby in the cold, and more police coming, asking us all types of questions, treating us like criminals, suspecting us of something, but I don't know what.
For 4 hours, we were interrogated by authorities wondering who we are and what we're doing here. In the end, they confiscated our lights, hard drives, batteries, and cameras. What I couldn't figure out then was, what were these guys so paranoid about? And then I read about Egypt's revolution.
The Arab Spring spreads to Egypt with a day of rage.
Demanded the resignation of then-President Hosni Mubarak.
They were scenes that gripped the world's attention.
In December 2010, this so-called Democratic Republic faced mass demonstrations. The people were challenging authorities over poverty, corruption, and political repression. Many of these protests were held in Cairo in the city center, incredibly close to the hotel where they just confiscated our gear. Over a period of weeks, demonstrations reached a climactic and tragic head on January 25th. On that date, the people made their voices heard by demanding President Mubarak to stand down. The Mubarak regime responded with violence. In the end, he did step down, but future leaders never forgot the impact and power the people had. Now, even years later, there's a paranoia that envelops the city, especially leading up to January 25th. We landed here on January 16th.
I regret this immediately. Oh, I just had a good idea.
Without cameras,
Come take a look at this beauty.
my team and I have decided to shoot this series using iPhones.
Now, man.
Still, our problems are just beginning.
Right now, the van is at a police station. They've gone through the shots on my phone. We don't know what's gonna happen next.
Even with just phones, even though we have a valid shooting permit,
It's not exactly laws here.
Cairo's overzealous, paranoid police are on top of us,
They don't even wear uniforms.
stopping us, asking us to delete shots they don't find beautiful.
This guy behind me, he can be police. But probably not.
In this series, you're gonna witness the real Egypt, a straightforward documentation of what it's really like to be a filmmaker in Africa's worst country for shooting. Along the way, we're watching our backs and ducking into alleyways, all to capture the most delicious,
Oh my gosh.
unique food flavors you'll find anywhere.
I was not expecting this.
From bustling Cairo
This place is wild, it's mad, it's very busy. Sorry, am I in your way? See? You see what I'm saying? Let me do a spin move right here. Boom, we're good.
to chaotic camel markets,
We've almost literally effing run over about 5 times now. When you're here, you need to watch your back and your friend's back.
to the center of the Sahara Desert, far, far from police.
Here, it's completely peaceful, and there's something really interesting. Like, when everyone's quiet, it's real silence.
You'll you'll see the food.
They're eating about 1 sheep every 2 weeks. That's like 25 a year. That's a lot.
But you'll also see the people, kind locals, completely unlike the boorish authorities who run this place.
This is the boss of the camel, mother from another mother.
I came to Egypt to introduce an audience of over 8 million to this country's heartwarming cuisine and friendly locals.
Hey!
Instead, I have no choice but to be honest and transparent.
Laws here are unclear, and people just kind of do what they want to do.
In this 4-video series, you will see food.
Are people eating this?
Yes.
You will experience culture, and I will reveal the dark realities of being a traveler in a country that treats its tourists like criminals. It all starts in 24 hours.